Okay, here we are. So this is ProPresenter Training, and the first thing you need to know, this is how we turn everything on. This key needs to be, so that's off, that's in the on position. Then you can hit the green on button. That will start everything up. That has to be on so that the monitor can be on. Here's how you turn on the computer. Probably see my hand. Right here at their back, there's the button right there. There's a little power up sound. Here's our login screen. Password is GCC Tech 2012. Sometimes on startup all this stuff pops up. Close those down. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is start a QuickTime recording so that you can see everything I'm doing. Let's go. QuickTime screen recording. Here we go. Now we're recording the screen. Okay, so we're going to go into Firefox. Do not use Safari on this computer. It'll crash it. We're going to go into Firefox. We're going to go into Planning Center. Planning Center Services is what you want. You can log into your own Planning Center, but we're doing this so that you can see September 3rd, that's the Sunday that I'm going to be working on. So there's our order service. I've got that there so we can see what songs and scripture we'll need to pull in. Now we're going to open ProPresenter. This one takes just a little bit to get loaded. Yep. Okay, here we go. Now, probably what I should have done. Normally we'll do this too. On the desktop we're going to create a new folder. And we're going to rename it. So I got to go to get info. It doesn't let me name it right away. We're going to put the date there. Okay, now I'm going to close that. We've created a folder on the desktop for the service. We'll need that. Go back to ProPresenter. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new playlist. And we're going to name it the date. You'll probably, when you open this up, you'll probably see previous week's playlist written there. So there's our new playlist. We're going to create new documents. We're going to label them same date, and then I've got loop. That's all the slides that run before. Then we're going to create, the welcome. And then we're going to create the sermon. You can just hit enter, you don't have to use the mouse. And I'm going to create an announcements file or document. Okay, now all those are here. I'm going to drag those in. The loop will be at the top. The welcome will be next, then the sermon, then the announcements at the end. Okay, Now let's start to bring in the songs. So let's look back at our order service. If I hold down Command and hit Tab, I can cycle through the windows that are open. So I'm going to go to Firefox. There are our pre-service, well, not pre-service, our call to corporate worship song is King of Love. So Command Tab back here, King of Love. So let's drag that in here to the place where it's going to be. And I'm going to do this right away. I'm going to change to the GCC order. And what next song do we need? Only a Holy God. Drag that one in. That one goes after the welcome. I'm going to do the same thing on that song. I'm going to grab the GCC order. That gets the slides in the order that we will probably be singing them. Okay, then I Stand Amazed. I have no idea what that I Stand Amazed. Stand Amazed in the Presence extra. Don't know what that is. This one looks like it's got all the right verses that we want though. And then we wanted the stand. Drag that in. And then Scandal of Grace. And then after the sermon, I Surrender All. Okay. I don't know if I did this. I didn't do this one. And the stand, I actually forgot to do that one too. We're going to do the chorus only, and that happens to be in there. Okay, now let's look at adding our scripture. First scripture we want to add is Psalm 89, 5 through 8 in the ESV. So up here, I'm going to hit Bibles. We're already in the ESV. Sometimes I'll put NIV, but we're doing ESV. We're doing Psalm, I already forgot it. Psalm 89, 5 through 8. 5 through 8. Enter. I'll bring that up. We're going to save that as a document. Now let's see if we can find this. Psalm. Why that does it so differently, I don't know. Where did it put it? I'm going to try saving it again. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, let's do it again. Save as document. I saw something shift. Psalm. In NIV, I think it calls it Psalm, and then ESV calls it Psalms. Where? Oh, we're Psalm 89. Come on, where are you putting it? Psalm 89. Psalms 89. Okay. Well, save it. Save as document. There it is. See, now it shows all of them. I don't know why it does that. Can't explain it. That's where that's going to go. The other scripture we want is Philippians 2, 1 through 8. Save that one, see if we can find that one right away. Put it right at the top, that's nice. I think that actually goes right here. Okay, those are the two scriptures. X this out. I'm going to do some adjustment here. So I'm going to click that, I'm going to click edit. It's kind of weird just to have the reference by itself on the last slide. So I'm going to hit Command C to cut that. And I'm going to paste it onto this slide with Command V. I'm going to get rid of that line too. I'm going to X out of that, and then I'm going to take this and make it bigger. Actually, that's pretty good right there. Okay, now for this scripture, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to edit that to put more of this. Command C. Put it there. Maybe take this. I don't like to split the scripture reading between two screens, especially when it's right in the middle of a sentence. Okay, let's make that one a little bit bigger. That's going to be too big. We didn't want, well, that looks like it fits pretty well. Okay, our scripture is done. So here's one thing that I probably forgot to do. Let's go back and look at, you see this is in the key of C. This shows right here that it's in the key of C. So look back at King of Love. This little file means that it's already got an audio attachment to it. Key of C is already on there. This is good. If you needed to, click that little audio button and we could have dragged this C pad onto that. Now it's already there, so we don't need to do that. And then there's a remove, that's a clear audio so that the pad will stop at the end of that song. Only a Holy God, we're playing in the key of E, you see right there, but I want that pad to start here on Psalm 89. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the scripture, Psalm 89. There it is. Let's grab this E pad. Let's put it on there so that pad, that background ambiance, starts to play as we read that scripture. It doesn't look like there's a pad attached here. That's fine. When we get to I Stand Amazed, we're doing, this is a key change, the key of F and then the key of G. This is the F pad, I'm pretty sure. Yep, see there's the F pad. And then once we get to that verse, it's the G pad, which is good. Now, we forgot to do this one also, I can see. Yep. Okay. The stand will also be in the key of G, which it's already, the key of G starts there and it'll run through this. And then Scandal Grace is an A. But let's attach it to the scripture reading right before that. And then I Surrender All is in D. Let's see. There's already a D pad added to it, so we're good. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Moving on, we are going to download the announcements and the loop and a video, because you notice we got a sermon bumper video. So we're going to go find those, and where we're going to do that, let's open another window and shared with me. I created an email address for this computer. I think it's gracecommunitynewtontech@gmail, so that we could do this. So here's the Sunday morning folder. Here's the loop. So let's double click that, and then let's download that. This button right here will download it. Now let's open that with PowerPoint. I'm going to go down here. Here's Microsoft Office. Here's PowerPoint. Open. OK. Yep, this is the right. September 3rd is the one we're working with. I'm going to save these as pictures. And I'm going to save them into that folder we created. Save. Okay. Each slide has been saved as an individual picture. That's great. Back here to our shared files, here's the announcements. Let's grab that one. Double clicked it. Download. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to open that with PowerPoint so that I can save it as individual pictures. Okay, file, save as pictures. Same thing, I want to save it into that folder we created. Okay. If there's a baby announcement, you'll need this slide. I happen to know that there is one this week, so we're going to download that. We're simply going to save that file. And then we're going to download the thanks for joining us slide that we run at the end of the service. We're going to save that one too. If there were new member welcome, you'd want to download that one. There happens to be a bumper video. This is the video, so we're going to download that. Can't scan, that's okay. I know where this video comes from. We're going to save this file. Okay. While that's downloaded, I want to show you something. I'm going to minimize ProPresenter. Here's our folder. So we now have, there's the loop. There's all the slides within the loop. Here's the announcements folder. Slides within that. The other thing we want to do is those slides that we downloaded. The baby slide, we're going to drag that into that folder. We're going to drag the thanks for joining us picture also into that folder. And it looks like our movie is done downloading, so let's grab it. Drag that one into the folder. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we need from here. At this point, the sermon isn't ready yet. This is last week's sermon. Otherwise, it'll be the same thing. There'll be a sermon where you'll have to open PowerPoint and then save as pictures. I think that's the plan. The announcements, you may want to print that out. Double click it and then print it out if there's not a copy already sitting on the desk, so that as you're running ProPresenter, you can see when to switch the slides. Same thing with the welcome and prayer. See, that's an old one that needs updated still. but we could print that from here. It would print into the office. So those would be good to have with you. Okay. So let's minimize this. Let's open ProPresenter, or bring it back up. Actually, hold on. Let's minimize that. Let's open this folder. Now let's get ProPresenter up. Okay, here's why I did that. Back to the loop. I'm going to hit Command Tab to go to that finding, to that folder. I'm going to hit Command A, which is select all, and I'm going to drag those into the loop. I'm going to delete this blank screen that we don't need. And while I'm in here, I'm going to add this little clock over here. I'm going to add a 6-second timer to each one of these slides so that it'll rotate and then just keep looping through those as the service goes on. With the welcome, here's our welcome. Now announcements are at the end, so this is just welcome. So it's just these two slides. I'm going to delete that slide. There's a welcome, there's our first time guest. Now I'm going to go down to, again, the sermon. When you have those slides, you can drag those in. But here's the announcements. Then the announcements, I need these two announcement slides. Again, I can delete that slide. I don't need it anymore. And also, I'm going to put that thanks for joining us at the end there. So as we dismiss, they can go to that slide. Now, the baby, I forgot about the baby, so let's go back to the welcome. The baby's going to be announced during the welcome, so let's put that there. And then our intro sermon bumper, I'm literally going to drag that right into this window. It's going to put it at the top, so I want to drag it down to right before the sermon. Now here's something we're going to have to look at. Right now, this is not covering up all the screen. And even though it looks right there, we're going to go in here and I'm going to change this to stretch to fill. Now if I play it again, it looks stretched weird here, but up on our projector screens it'll actually look correct. So that's what we want there. Okay, a couple things maybe to check. With our pads, those audio files, we have a pad attached to I surrender all. So we want to put on this first one, I'm going to add a clear audio to that one in case this pad's still running and he doesn't get the fader turned down, or if we had a movie like we do here. So that, let's check that too. There's a movie here, so we want that pad to be done. There's no clear pad here. So there's a couple ways we can do this. Here's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the master. I'm going to edit it. Oh, didn't like me. There we go. I'm going to add at the end another slide, and I'm going to call this ending. I'm going to X that out. I'm going to go back to the GCC version. Now put the ending. I'm going to put the ending there instead of blank 2. And to this ending slide, I'm going to add a clear audio. That pad will end there, so that that pad isn't running behind that video, because that would be really strange. Okay, are we missing anything? Let's look back at Firefox, our order of service. I guess I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to X that out. Things look pretty good. Song, welcome, scripture, songs, scripture, song. The meet and greet, we don't really have anything to do. There's the sermon bumper video, we've got that. The sermon, we haven't done that yet, but it's not available for us just yet. Should be good. Okay, I'm going to even X out of this. Okay. I'm going to hit File, Save All. All that is saved. And yeah, basically we are ready to go with the worship service. If you're doing this another day, we can go ahead and quit ProPresenter and quit this other stuff, and then you would be able to go ahead and shut things down. So hopefully we've covered everything. That's all that you need. Thanks for listening.